What's happening, guys? So I'm going to make a quick video on Tesla because I was asked to by a couple people. Everyone's curious what this thing's going to do, where can I buy, what's going on here. So as you see, we are getting peaked out a little bit around this 504.43, and if we can break out of that and get support on it, then we're looking for an even bigger move. My overall target is somewhere in the $592 level. We're going to take a little redo on this idea of the breakout and see where I'm getting these numbers from, and I'll show you in a second. So what we would do here is this: if this is an overall pennant pattern that we broke out of, we're going to take a measured move from the exact point of the breakout here, and obviously it's way up there, so we got to look on the weekly, zoom in here, see where we're at. Now my original target was 592, measuring it as a flag pennant, but seeing it, I don't really see it being a flag pennant. We're looking at somewhere in the 574 area is what I would look for. Looking at the RSI, I could actually see us possibly breaking that, just wicking through it, maybe getting 588, somewhere around there, maybe even 592 depending. But for me, I may actually take one sell. I might sell one of my holdings up in that 573 area to lock in some profits just in case, something goes south, because obviously we're going to be way up there on the RSI at that point. Most likely. I mean, we have a lot more room to go on this weekly, but that's going to take a while to play out. So even just coming up way up to this line, eventually when we do get there, is going to be huge. But, looking at it right now, we need to get a push up on this RSI quite a bit, but this is on the weekly. It'll take some time for sure. But right now we have bearish divergence on the weekly until we bump up higher. I'm not too worried about that at all. That's, months down the line is when you worry about that, if it's still looking that way. But right now on the daily, we're about to get this golden cross. So this could push us up even higher to our next target here, and that's going to be just what we need. I'm hoping that when we get that golden cross, we're going to be in that $500 level. But I'll show you a couple reasons why it's possible we get a little quick retracement before we do so. And we'll take a look at the 4-hourly in a little bit and check out what we're doing. But we can come all the way up here on the RSI still, if not higher, to get to that line. And if we come all the way up where we've peaked out before on the RSI, we could be up in that 591.45 area. So that's kind of what I'm looking for before, maybe a retracement back down to this 500 level, maybe, lower, but we don't know that just yet. I can't tell you the future. But, I can tell you what it's saying in the charts at the moment. So, anyway, let's take a look at the smaller time frames in a second here and see what else we got going on here. So looking at the 4-hourly, obviously we got this golden cross this morning that pushed us up even higher, as we were talking about recently. And, we did hit that first target that I was talking about, which was the 504 level. I think we went a little bit above it, actually. And you can see that this RSI is rolling over. It's curving over a little bit on the 4-hour, which is a little concerning, but, that just could potentially help reset it a little bit over the next few hours or so, maybe the end of the day into the morning before we blast off again tomorrow with that golden cross. So if we are going to roll over at all in this 4-hourly before we make some type of double bottom and shoot up higher, this whole thing could end up looking like an inverse head and shoulders of some sort. And, we could do something like this. Now, this is the 4-hourly time frame, so, every 4 hours, this RSI will move a little bit more and more. So we're talking about, between today and midday tomorrow before we kind of figure out what's going on from here. Now, let's see. So our main support level is 463.21. I really don't want to see it go below that personally, because that was very, very strong resistance earlier. So if we can flip that into support, that's going to be massive. So for me, if I was going to enter here and look for a low bid, that's not too bad of a location. Now, I'm not seeing any TD9 flashes. I'm not seeing anything crazy telling me a massive correction is incoming. But the only thing that I'm seeing here is, as of right now, is we are in some type of rising channel. So if we take a look at this as a rising channel here, we can take a measured move. Now, we don't know when it's going to break down, or if it does break down, when. I mean, it can break out bullish too if it really wants to. But say that this next 4-hour candle is going to be some type of breakdown here, and it closes around where it is now. Then as of right now, our breakdown target is right around 450. 453.49 to be exact. Whoops, screwed that up. Now that's just basing it off if we decide to fall out of this thing. It's very possible, and I've seen like rising channels break down even without any like crazy signs on the 4-hour or the daily telling me it's going to. So you got to keep this in mind that we could come down here. Now, do I really think we're going to come to 454? I really don't, but I mean the lowest that we can come as of right now is 432.17. And, there's nothing telling me to go there. It's going to go there at all just yet. But, this rolling over on the 4-hour RSI is telling me that we're probably going to make a little bit of a correction out of here before we get the golden cross to bring us back up. Now, if it does come down to the 454, it's going to be a quick fucking drop. So if you were like looking to buy a couple Tesla here, you could put some low bids around that 454. And you could also put some good bids around that 463.21 to 464.50, somewhere in that range. That's going to be a huge buy zone. I'm going to put these targets here just so that we have these to remember. But, like I said, we could roll over just a little bit just to correct the RSI a little bit because we're up here in kind of like the overbought-ish area. I mean, I don't like to look at it as overbought too much. But, we could do a little tiny small dip to like maybe 472 area and then come back up, retest that 500, double top on the RSI a little bit to come down and correct down to the 464. I really want to see it come to that 464. I want to see us hold support where it was previous resistance. That's going to be massive to show us that we're going up, up, up. I mean, I already know we are, but we want to catch these like downswings and buy these dips. So in the 1 hourly, we're getting a little bit of this MACD that's curving over. So sometimes the smaller time frames kind of give you a hint of what the larger time frames are going to do ahead of time. Now, the larger time frames override the smaller time frames, if that makes any sense. But, looking at these smaller time frames gears you up a little bit for keeping your head in the game for these. This is just obviously advice on trading. I do a lot of day trading, swing trading, stuff like that. If you're a long-term holder, this is just white noise that you don't need to really pay attention to unless you're just kind of watching to figure it out. But if you're planning on finding a spot to enter, you're finding a spot to sell, this is going to be what you're going to want to watch for because I'm going to give you all the best possibilities of strength and resistance. And when I say strength, I'm talking about like buying from a position of strength is huge when it comes to technical analysis. But anyway, that's about it. Take care, guys. I hope you liked the video. Hit the like button. Peace.